We are live, a little past 11:05. Josh was dealing with a customer on BC with Spirit Cars. Josh, the voice of Spirit Cars, behind the camera there. There he is, saying hi, and we're back. I'm not going to say my plate is clear, but my plate is clearer. I got a new focus on Larry T's car here. I had a couple slow days there. Appreciate all your thoughts there, and I had to design some kind of contraption for all these spools and conduit for horizontal drilling. It's going to be a big rig, so I got to build some stuff out of popsicle sticks and thread bobs with my wife's crafting stuff, and so I've been in and out down here. So we haven't been down here too much the last couple of days, but I'm back to looking at this. Last time we talked about it, I'd mentioned to Larry that, man, it'd be really cool. We got these really cool looking headlights on here, that if he had some kind of a bullet looking turn signal or something like that, that would be kind of neat. I knew what I'd seen in my mind, but I had never seen anything like that, and Larry had done a job and a half of finding this. There's cool, and there is way cool. Check this out. Now, would you expect that to be a turn signal and a running light? But this here, and I did it with 12 volts and made sure it's a turn signal and a running light. So I mounted it there. It is spectacular. I mean, it's pretty neat. Now, Larry sent something that would be more traditional, because in the front of a T we try to get it pretty small and looking, but this is pretty neat too. So I'm wondering, I mean, this is pretty neat too. So Larry, what do we want to do? You've been one of our faithful watchers, so do we want to run something like this also, maybe on the front of the fender? Well, we'd have to come down. Does this angle? No. We could build a Well, what about up here? If I build an angle that bolts behind that, round off, come forward with an angle a little bit, it's got a hole in it, and I could bolt this here possibly, run my wires back behind it. That would look good.
No, I think he wants to keep everything in that shock tower, hide all the wires.
Well, we could run the wire up under it, so I mean you wouldn't see too much wire.
We'll see what he says.
Well, oh wait, we could put it up over here too. I don't know. I've got it in a lot of different places here. This could be moved up. These are pretty cool though. They're both very nice. So I hate when you got to make a decision like that sometimes. These really match the contour of this. They're bullet shaped, and you know we'll need to get some kind of cover for this now to really blend it all in. So we've got multiple options. I never expected to have this kind of toy show up, but these are neat. It was an idea I had that I mentioned on one of the videos, and Larry, you definitely ran with that. So we'll try to figure that out. If we can do it before we pull it apart, we get the holes drilled. If we don't want that there, that's fine. I can weld that hole up and grind it. Another question I might have is, I didn't see it on any of the paperwork, but are we going to put a spreader bar in here? And are we going to cover these ends? Normally the end here is open, but for the sake of being super clean, do we want to cover this end also and weld it? Larry had, and this is very helpful whenever we do a car. Larry's been very good. This is a design that Larry had for the front. He kind of drew this out. We were working with it, so we've accomplished pretty close to what the general idea of what he wanted for a look. So we're pretty happy. We're happy with the stance. We've already got the brakes working. We've got the the steering column in and going. This is another company's body. This body had the vent here, and it had different things. One of the things we talked about was covering the inside here, if you can see up in there. Just covering that with a piece of fiberglass, I guess. But we're going to put some wipers in here now. So if I cover it all the way down, it won't work with the wipers. But I think if I come about here and angle it to that, I think we can make it work with wipers, and I think that would look good. So we need a decision on that. I should have probably cut a piece, but if you can see with my finger,
Barely.
but the angle will be, the angle will be coming around like that. So tight to the end of this, and this will kind of wedge out and go up into there. I've still not, we've got to straighten this. The fiberglass on this is just a little, if you look down it bends down. That would help me straighten this up. I'll have to stress relieve this and push it up and re-glass it. But that's the decision we need to make, and I think if you want to cover.
Let me see your phone. I'll use the light on the back of your phone.
Josh is Mr. Technology there, so we're going to get this. This is kind of an important thing, so. Oh, man, that was easy. It takes me 20 minutes to find out where the button is to push that thing. So if I come along here, the kind of line you see with the top of my finger, that would be solid going in, and then I could still come down with the wiper, and I would have the wiper, this part of the wiper come out down here. And we got the console up in there now, and the way that's in, it fits pretty nice. So we can hide the wiper up behind the console. Larry gave us a list here of quite a few different things. I think we've accomplished top of doors, have raised edge, so we got that in. I was looking at this side of the car, and the actual door and the body contour is not the same. And really, if you look at the roof line, it kind of flattens in, so I think I'm going to blend the whole side of the car to get a contour to match this door. But I just can't. I mean, it would be better to get the roof to match that. On the other side, it matches the door better than it does here. So I think that's something we're going to do there. Larry had noticed, and I guess I did notice it, but that there was a large gap here going around where it fills around the transmission. So what we did, we cut a piece of fiberglass, and we've got a glass from the backside right now. And what I'll do is I'll mark this and give it a real clean line, so that we've got, we use that as a spacer when we glassed it in. But I'll figure out where the transmission filled dipstick comes out here. We'll have to notch it a little bit, and we'll V this out, grind it, glass the front side, and do some body work. So this is something I hope you like. I like the way that this come out. We've got it super tight to the transmission, and it may be that it's a little too tight. If I'm not mistaken, it was on the list. This was all open in here, if I'm not mistaken, or there was something that we'd already filled in there once that wasn't there. So anyway, we've got that. One of the things we had, well, there was no body line here. We want to move some body lines. Body lines will terminate on the forward part of the cowl post, not at the doors as they were manufactured. So there was, the line stopped here. I think we added that. I've got to clean that up a little bit. The firewall needs to be filled. A small clearance gap at the bottom is no problem. Firewall will have a PVC Frenched opening for the steering shaft. And you can see that's how we've done a lot of ours. I don't have it in yet, so I thought I had it in already. We just got it working, so I'll get that PVC shaft in there. Dash will be reinforced with steel tubing, and the dash will be permanently glued in place. It's not glued, but it's we got a bonding material, and we glassed it in, and we've got all that. tail lights will be PVC or centered in the square. So we got tail lights. We had a kind of a big discussion how we're going to do that, and we Frenched them. We've got some really neat tail lights that fit into there, and they come out like a bullet kind of looking tail light. It's pretty neat. The deck lid came all the way up into here when we first got the car. So what we did was, I don't have the bolts and the hinges, but we went ahead and hinged it. We cut it. It was kind of a funky design. There was no, it wasn't here, and it didn't have a drip rail, and it was just hinged up here. So we took and made real hinges and made the deck lid smaller, so that's cleaner look. I think we're going to clean these up so that it looks like these all blend together and clean around these edges. So we'll be working on that. And the entire inside of the car, from approximately 2 inches below the window and up, will be smooth and finished to color the exterior. This includes the windshield posts. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead, and you can see the interior of the car here. We started working on it. This was a panel here, and we don't have it completely finished. I got to sand on this and sand a lot of this, but we're going to paint this the color of the car. And Eddie's already got the upholstery fitted, so we put the seat in here to test it. This is a really cool looking seat. The whole design of this car is it qualifies for way cool. It's just not cool. It's way cool. So I'm back to finishing up a couple of these little things. Larry, hopefully you get us, if you see something, we got our design. Larry sent us this design, I guess, for how he wants the dash cut. So this, we'll put the speedo, and it gets a 4-gauge package and a tack. So IS, I'm assuming, would be the ignition switch, and LS would be the light switch. So we need to kind of center them there, and the left and right turn signal, and I'm guessing maybe in the center of this for your high beam, low beam indicator. You didn't have that there. Normally you're way ahead of me. I found something you didn't have marked. So if we can get that in somewhere in there, probably there or wherever you want it, that's fine. I think we're to the point. If I spend a day on this now, especially locating where we want this turn signal here, and where we want this, whether we want it here or not, and whether we want this filled or with a spreader bar. At that point, we can go ahead and send this over to have it finished welded, and it can go in the paint department, and we can get the chassis and this is just a mock-up motor in here now, but we can get all that motor painted and put together and get this thing together as a rolling chassis, and at least kind of over in our clean area. We got stuff everywhere here, but so for today, at least we're back on the tall tee. So Larry T, I don't know if you've really seen progress, but you've done a good job finding these. I think you need to find out where they came from, and that might be something we want to offer. Very nice. I mean, very nice. It's got, like I said, it's got the running lights and the turn signals in it. Very nice.
Larry might want a royalty for those.
Yeah, maybe. So, having only been down here a few hours the past couple days, on and off, and spending way too much time at home building my little popsicle stick things and watching the news, I've had enough of Trump. Not that I've had enough of Trump. Good job, but I've had enough of news, let's put it that way. So we're not going with a Trump tweet of the day. Pass it on, or coffee break contemplations?
Either one.
Let's go with a coffee break contemplation. We'll see. Hot Rod Man, friend of mine, Ernie Gilcrease. Just all right, this looks like a good one here. Always keep an open mind to the possibility that a stranger may have more in common with us than what first meets the eye. Man, this country's divided, and we make some first impressions, and we're like sheep following a bunch of wolves, right to slaughter, it looks like to me. So, come on, guys, let's think here. Let's be America. Let's make America great again, one hot rod at a time. That's Spirit's new motto here. Again, we don't just build cars, we build dreams, and this is a dream coming together. Larry, this is going to be a really nice car. So we'll probably talk in the next couple days, but we do need to decide on the front there what we're going to finish up with. So I'm back. Today's Friday, though.
Yes.
So we'll see you Monday. Have a good weekend.